Happy April. I am so excited, y'all. Last month was a really good month, and that was huge for me personally because it's been a long time coming since I had a good month. And last month, it was just nice to get in some good routines and see some wins. And so, if you're new to this space, I know Whitney's been around a little bit. Kelly, you're a little bit newer. Then it's there's rhythms to this, there's seasons to this, but every month we start over. And if you woke up this morning and you opened your virtual office and you saw a big fat zero in there and your heart sunk, don't worry, you're going to get those points back and then some. So that's why we goal plan and we strategize early in the month so that you know where you're going. So there are lots of fun things in April. I'm going to share my screen with you so we can catch everybody up to date. Okay, that's not the beginning though. Okay, so we're gonna talk about winning our April today. We're gonna talk about goal setting, strategizing, and leveraging the incentives. Y'all, we have some really good things. Okay, so if you haven't seen it, um, this month when you add three, you get this really cool, I don't know if it's called VISP or if that's VISP mixer bottle. Um, I was looking it up and it literally has a little button. There's like a frother on the inside of it. You just push the button and it froths your drink for you. So you could dump your water. It's a glass bottle also, by the way. So no BPAs. So you can dump your water in, dump your powder in, and like push the button and it froths it for you. So I don't know what these retail for or anything, but it looks pretty bougie. And if you help six friends, then you get two of them. Yeah, Jordan, I've never heard of this either. And that's one thing I love about Plexus is they're always getting me something that I've never heard of and didn't know I needed. And then I get it and I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely needed this. Um,
I agree.
yeah. So
Oh my,
go
I
ahead.
just looked it up, guys. It's $99 on their website. Oh
It's pretty good.
my God.
Dang. Okay. I'd never even heard of that company. So yeah, get y'all a bougie water bottle. Um, hopefully batteries are included. I don't know. But 100 PV purchase, three of those gets you one bottle, six gets you two. You could either gift it, keep it in case you break your other one, or use it as an incentive to help people join you. Like somebody who wants to get started on products, you could say, "Hey, I have this really cool free water bottle. You can earn one, or you can get it for free. Either way." Okay. Last month they started the new loyalty subscription program. In the past we had perk points, but they have changed all of that. So this month for brand new VIPs, again, they will get 10% off their order. And then in the second and third month, they'll get free product. For existing customers, they will also be getting free product on their third consecutive order over 100 PV. So definitely a way to help people keep their subscription turned on and stay consistent. Taylor Sweeley had a really good message about this when she is talking to brand new people who are signing up. This is something that she tells them before they sign up, and the benefit of getting to try new free product just by keeping their subscription on. And she saw a huge change in the number of people that kept their subscriptions turned on versus people in the past, which she struggled with people having their subs on. And she saw a huge increase in the number of people who kept theirs on. So you want
Mhm.
to start leveraging this as much as possible.
Yeah.
Okay, another cool thing that Plexus is doing for us this month is there are double fast start and sponsor bonuses. So any brand ambassador who upgraded after November 11th, they get their fast start window waived. So normally what that looks like is when you go silver or you have 30 days after you upgrade to hit your first rank of silver. So 30 days to add three. Then I think it's another 30 days after that, or maybe it's 60 days to go senior silver. And then like you have a 5 month period um, to hit any of your fast start ranks. And I think it goes up to, I can't remember if it's ruby or senior ruby. Um, but that window is being waived. So say you went silver in November, right? But December, January, and February and March rolled along and you missed your fast start window. And now you have to go Ruby this month or you're not getting any fast start bonus. They waived that. So you can literally go silver, senior silver, gold, senior gold, all the way up to Ruby and earn a double bonus. And that's huge because sponsors, your bonuses are also doubled. So when you help someone rank up, your bonus for that is going to be doubled. Jordan, I didn't run the numbers on this, but for with the pay points and the double bonus for someone going silver for the first time, is that around 450?
I'll make it
Yeah.
sounds right. Yeah, but I'll make double sure. I'll write it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's around 410 because it's just adding the $100 extra. And it's usually 310 for a silver. So it's around 410.
Okay.
And then
I
yeah.
was making the bonus $150. Okay. So
Yeah.
so
That
there
would be
you go.
senior silver. Hmm.
Okay. There you go. So
Yeah.
um this is a really good way, guys, to increase your paycheck by hitting those fast start rank ups if you are still in a fast start time period. Uh,
Hmm.
it's November 1st. And also start looking for people that you can help do that. And then you're double dipping on your fast start and your sponsor bonus. Um, Also, we still have next day pay. So if you enroll somebody with 100 PV, you get paid the next day. Okay, a couple of other fun things to talk about. They chatted with us about this this morning on the kickoff call, but corporate is releasing a brand new share a cart tool that is to help VIPs share with their friends right off the bat, which you may be saying, oh, wait, we can already do this. Yeah. Well, look on the side here. If you can see, like, when you are helping people with their cart, they can, you click where it says, VIP enrollment. There's going to be a new little box that says create a share cart link for someone in your organization. And then you add, you know, their new ambassador ID or whatever, promo codes and generate link. And they are able to send that without it being this big cumbersome, I have to go in and I have to add the products to the cart. They're literally sharing their cart with somebody else. And so Amber Miller was on today sharing about this, and here's a message that she said that is great verbiage. So there's probably someone coming to your mind right now. Maybe it's your mom, your sister, a coworker who would also be excited about these same products. Plexus has a killer referral program where you can earn, $400 and a free water bottle or whatever it is that you're talking to them about. You can earn $35 and a free water bottle if you help three, or whatever. Here's a cart you can actually send and get paid. And it makes it super simple and not like, hey, so like, you want to do this business with me? People don't love that. So this just makes it a really casual way for people to boldly go share that without feeling like they're slimy or, starting this business that they're not interested in. Okay. You're also going to have those people who want to do it. So jump on that too. Also, don't forget about our current limited time offers. We still have the slim watermelon lychee and the active that's the prickly pear lime. If you're new and you have not tasted these, highly recommend getting them before they sell out again because they are literally the prickly pear lime is by far my favorite thing that Plexus has put out ever. So I I bought some, but Ashley Hauer said today on the call that depending on how these perform today, or not today, but this month, and depending on how they sell and sell out, it's looking like they may be permanent later in the year. So if you love the prickly pear, go buy it all for me, okay, please? Because I want this permanent. So, anyway, you're currently up to date on everything. And so we're going to let Madeline Ruth take it from here.
Okay, yay. Hold on. Oh yeah, I am unmuted. Perfect. Love. Okay. So we definitely wanted to let me back up. Sometimes at the beginning of the month, there's a lot of enthusiasm and excitement about all the different things because there's so much to it, but it can also get overwhelming of like, where do I even start? There's so much going on. I want to do all the fun things, but where do I want to start? Where do I want to be at the end of the month? And so we wanted to take a minute just to kind of get a game plan for moving forward. So, I wanted to start with some questions to consider, and I'm going to give us like 2 minutes to think internally over these questions, and then I'm going to invite you to share maybe a question that you want to answer, so we can kind of hear from other people. But just starting out with what sounds fun to you this month, you may like the water bottle with the frother that is going to be helpful with the GLP-1 stuff that we're all on the go trying to figure out how to do it at 10:30 in the day. Like that might be so fun for you. And maybe you want to earn two of them and gift one to one of your customers that is a retention strategy. Figure out what sounds fun to you. What do you want to focus your attention on? I would encourage everyone to consider the recruitment part of that, the duplication part of that, because we have so much of the fast start of like, okay, I want to focus on creating a silver this month. Like I'm going to add and I'm going to retain, but I want to focus my work on that duplication piece. Maybe that's for you. Question 3, if everything fell into place this month and it was just 10 out of 10, what does succeeding look like for you? And then why does hitting that goal matter for you? I think asking that question of why does it matter for you is important because you're all going to have different goals on here than like everybody else. And so it's not helpful if you just come up with just a random goal. It needs to have some kind of meaning for you, and I will provide an example in a minute. And then the last question, what is your plan when challenges arise? When you don't get a response, when someone turns off their sub, when it's halfway through the month and you are not close to your goal for points? Like, what does that look like for you? What is your plan when you know that's going to come? So I want to just give like 1 or 2 minutes for you to brainstorm some answers to these questions, and then we'll talk about it in a minute. Okay? Okay, I know that y'all are probably still working through this, and you are more than welcome to continue that and to continue thinking through. I can send these questions later, but to continue thinking through, I'm happy to go first, sharing some of my answers, but also would love, yes, Kelly, send yours in the chat. She's at work, y'all, so she's just multitasking. I'd love to hear from some of you what your answers might be. Is there anyone that wants to start? Otherwise, I can.
Duplication sounds fun to me. That's something I really want to do.
Yeah,
And I'm ready to go icon and get some other people duplicating as well. So yeah.
love that. That's so good.
I agree with that. Duplication sounds really fun. And kind of in a question too, I was telling, I think Amy this morning, that like I've kind of been waiting around for these girls who are like telling me they want to go silver. They're telling me they want to go. And I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And we're doing all the things. But they're not doing the things. And so I'm like, okay, now it's time to like go recruit new so that I can actually duplicate instead of just waiting around.
So good. Love. Kelly said, what sounds fun is earning the water bottle and hitting silver. Yes, ma'am. And what does success look like? 8 new VIPs, senior silver, and earning that $1,000. I was telling her this morning, if you go fast start silver, senior silver this month between commissions, business builders, and bonuses, you're making about $1,000. So that's kind of incredible. So fun. Love. Yay. Whitney, Mama? That's my mom, by the way, Whitney. Sorry.
Hello. Yeah, I'm excited for the water bottle. That just sounds fun. And I think just to start more conversations, that's just been fun this month is just talking to people, learning that new skill because y'all, I'm not a talker. I don't like, or I am a talker, but like with my people, not with new people. So that's been a challenge for me. And so I'm excited to just grow in that. Um, and so yeah, I want to go senior silver, and so that is my goal this month. And yeah, to hopefully gain one. I guess silver under me is also a goal as well. And I think just like what does succeeding look like for me? And I think right now it's like my attitude, like don't be fearful, but like be confident, and have that consistency. So like boldness and consistency are like what that would look like to succeed, not necessarily like numbers, but more like my attitude and my work, I guess. So yeah.
So good. I feel like that's like the most massive win you can have is when your head and heart are in alignment, going the same direction, even if your numbers aren't there, like you are moving in the right way. And so you will keep moving. So when you keep moving, everything else will come eventually. I love that. That was so good.
I'm laughing at Kelly's. What is your plan when challenges arise? That's my plan too.
Woo!
Duplication is something that I really want to work on. I want to figure out how to do that. I mean, or how I want to be able to practice it. So I've got a few people who I think would be, they've said they're interested. So I need to, I guess, continue figuring out how to inspire them. So
That's funny that you said that because this morning, I have a lady that I was talking to last month. She wanted the GLP-1, and then she was like, I'm trying to pay off some stuff because my husband is retiring this summer and we're trying to pay some stuff off and I don't make very much money. So I started talking to her about the opportunity and she was interested, but we ran out a month before she really would dive into it. So I texted her this morning and I just told her, I was like, I said, hey, I just got word that we still have 10% off for newbies and Plexus is doubling the bonus for people who start sharing this month. That means you could get around $450 plus a cool mixer bottle by helping 3 friends start with you. She's like, okay, great. Here's my email address. And so she's like crunching the numbers and already making a list. And so it's don't overcomplicate the duplication part because people need it.
Mm-hmm. That's so good. Yeah, I think definitely duplication is the name of the game this month. That's definitely what my goal is, mostly because that just sounds really fun. Like for sure, I think that's a huge part of success. And for me, it's belief building. Like I am capable of doing this. Why can't I create icon? Like I can do it even if I haven't done it before. So I think that success also just looks like figuring out what is belief building for you and then leaning into the practices that align with that action and that success outcome. So I love that. Yay. And then no one answered, well, I guess that we did do some of this of when things arise, but I thought I would share mine. I'm always telling my mom, like, just keep shuffling your feet, just keep moving forward. And a lot of times, whenever we feel as though things are not moving forward because someone is ghosting us or we've reached out to 10 people and nobody said anything, that can get so discouraging. And it's like, what is happening? What am I doing wrong? Why is this not working? And I think that that's when it's so important to lean in and keep taking the actions anyway. Jordan Roddenberry, who's our diamond upline, always says action cures everything. And it's so true. Um, but I think like in this particular momentum that we're in, especially with the GLP-1 and doing all these messenger chats, like if you're struggling, plan an event. If you're struggling, plug in, invite new people to the gut health event. I've been doing that a lot lately of just, hey, I know you might have seen some of, or you've seen some of my posts. I'm just curious if you would want to listen in to a conversation. And people are very open to that kind of thing. So if you're struggling with how do I get new conversations going with people, like plug them into the Friday 12:30 or whatever calls that are just gut health related, or we can do a GLP-1 event pretty quickly and easily, just to like move the needle forward whenever you feel like the people I'm currently talking to are just not giving me the results that I want. Okay, so that is all I had on this screen. Goals and strategies. I just again wanted to make this super practical because I'm very much that way. So making your list, this is like what I'm doing today as I look forward. Okay. So, people currently in your conversation, jot down, look through your March conversation, search GLP-1 or weight loss in your messages. Love that. Whitney, you crack me up. Look for your messages and people you're currently in conversation with, and go ahead and jot it down on a list so you're not having to scroll all the way through March to figure out that one person that you sent that thing to that you can't remember what you did. Um, Second, look at your perks reports. So for the perks report, that is like people that had a subscription on and then they turned it off, or maybe they had a subscription on and they just changed the amount of their subscription. Go look at that and you can filter by date of change. And that's how I see who did something recently that I'm not aware of. So if you are looking at your numbers in the back office and you see your points and rank up, you see that your projections for this month dropped, and you're like, why? That's a good place to start. But it's also a good place to look back in March's month and say, who are all my people that changed or dropped in March? Is there some way that I can re-engage them in April? That's a second list. Partial PVers, I also pull this off of either that perks report or just my normal points and rank up back office virtual page. For example, this morning I had looked at my perks report and I saw that someone who all like literally she's been from me for like 2 years, always has over 100 PV. This month she switched it to 31. And I texted her and was just like, hey, how are you doing? What can I help you with? Where are you at? And she's like, oh, I just changed my sub. I had an abundance of stuff. And I was like, no worries. But if we bump you to 100 this month, you're going to get this bag of free stuff. And like, what can I help you with that you haven't tried yet? And so she's going to grab a couple new things to try that she doesn't normally do just to get the free stuff, right? So think about your partial PVers and how you can boost them over 100 just to get those loyalty rewards. That's going to be easy points for you, and potentially helping them try something that they haven't tried yet that maybe they don't typically have space in their month to purchase, but because they're lower PV, maybe they have space to do it this month. So that's another list. And then last on the list new brand ambassadors. So there's a button on the side of your back office. I call it back office because that's what I came from before this virtual office. Sorry. On the side of your virtual office, it'll say new brand ambassadors or brand ambassadors, one of those. If you click on that, it'll show you who converted to brand ambassadors in every month prior to this. And so that's how I went earlier today. And I clicked on November and I said, who converted in November? And I made a list. And I did that all the way through this month because you forget, people drop off. They added, one and never did anything. So make that list. When you have all of these lists, it sounds like a lot, but the intention is not that you go and message everyone on those lists today. The intention is to say, I know where I'm going with my goals, and I know who I have as a springboard to start talking. Obviously, new conversations, but like this is where I can start. And then over the next few days, over the next week or so, maybe you take a couple names off each list. You have people to easily message to. You don't have to spend brain power trying to figure that out. And then okay, I've covered my bases for my people already in circulation. And then now I just have new people to add to that, new conversations to have. Any questions about those lists? I'm really just focusing on making my list today, and then tomorrow I'll start sending messages because that feels not overwhelming to me. Okay. And then the second part of this is now you have your list and now you have your goals. So how do you figure out how to walk it back and make it actually attainable for you today? So think about where you ended last month, whether that's you haven't added and you're going to be moving forward towards a rank advance, or maybe you added a lot of people and you are looking at your projections to see where you're at. Think about where you ended last month and then use that projection tool or your own brain to figure out where you're probably going to be so far this month, and then think about where you want to go. So let me give you an example. I'll use my numbers because that's what I know. Last month we ended at 530. So that's where we ended. I know based on projections, I'm right around 500. So that's where my current point is. And then where do I want to be? Let's say I want to be senior Ruby at end of May. So this month I want to cut the distance between that. So 625. Those are the three numbers that I'm working with. So the difference between where I want to be and where I'm projected is that 125. And that is where we can kind of get an idea of what do I need to do to get there. So if you think about for every distance of points, so my 125, you can divide that by 5, which is the average. Some people bring in 6 points, some people for you are 5 points, 4 points, whatever. 5 is a good middle ground. It's also just easy to divide. So that's like 25 new orders for my whole team. Me, my mom, Kelly, other people that are randomly ordering for their husbands, and that brings in random points, things like that. I know that I can start tracking for 25 new orders this month to hit my goal. Maybe that's overwhelming to you. You could also think about it as what is your point goal that you have total at the end of the month? So let's say Kelly, she's going for 18 because that's silver. So 18. Okay, I'm going to increase it for a little bit just for the point of this example. Let's just say 100 points. And there are 30 days in April. Okay, 100 divided by 30 is what? Like 4-ish points a day? 100 divided by 3, 33. Hold on, 100 divided by 30. I can't math! And my calculator is weird.
It'd be like 3.3.
Yeah, 3.3, right? So 3 to 4 points a day. So you can say, okay, maybe you don't want to track whole orders. Maybe it's easier to just think about, all right, today I want 3 points in my back office. How am I going to do that? Tomorrow, 6 points in my back office. How am I going to do that? Okay, maybe you're a week in and you want to be at about 21 points and you're at 15. Great. I'm going to keep working and keep moving because I am tracking towards that 21, and I'm going to do what I can today to move forward with getting one order. And there's flexibility. Some days you have lots of people scheduled to order, and some days you don't have very many orders there, and that's okay. It all balances out, but it gives you another way to kind of track your progress. I will go to my grave saying that a tracked number grows. If you are not tracking your number, somehow, I don't know what brain voodoo it is, but somehow, if you're not tracking your number, it doesn't grow very easily. Like it grows faster when you're aware. And I think it's because it helps keep your goal front of mind, that when the going gets tough and the messages aren't messaging, you still kind of have a guide to where you're going and where you want to be. And so when you have that guide, it's easier to say, okay, I would rather eat ice cream and sit and watch Netflix right now, but I can also eat ice cream, watch Netflix, and send a few messages because I haven't hit my goal for today. So you can see how there's a little bit of adjustment that comes just simply from knowing where you're at on a random day in the month. Yes, Amy, the daily point goal, that is how I track every rank up that I have. I don't do like a countdown order countdown in my brain. It just doesn't, I don't know. The point goal is helpful for me. So those are a couple ways that you can like work your goal back. Yes.
I love that. This might freak y'all out. This is my calendar, and I every single day track my points. Y'all don't want to see this. And if it's crossed out, it means we grew our points that day. So I can look back over like where we're at compared daily to like January, February, and beyond. And so, yes,
I love that.
I'll
That's
make a video on that maybe one day.
That's like a next level. It's like the next level. But you can do it even if you have 0 points in your back office right now and you're saying, okay, I do want to get that 3, or I want to get 50 points and hit senior silver. Okay, break it down. 50 divided by the 30 days. Where do you need to be? Or I want to add 3 people. Break it down. I want to do about one a month. Um, sorry, one a week. Little ways that you can take the big goal and like walk it back, but I think starting with what do I want the goal to be and why do I want that is so key. Because when you walk it back, there's inevitably going to be a day in the middle of the month, usually it's around the 18th, that you're like, nothing's working and nothing's sticking. And yet you can say, okay, I'm going to take these steps because I need to be here in my tracker. And this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So, that was a lot, and there was a lot of details to that. So if y'all have questions, let me know. But that was all I had for the goals and the strategies. And so we were wanting to just finish it, and Amy, jump in if you have any other thoughts. But just wanting to encourage y'all. I don't think we have very much more time on the Zoom, maybe like 4 minutes.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, guys, you've got some great tools to move forward, and you have 30 days, 29 and a half days to get it done. So let's go work. Let's get to work, get your hands
Yeah.
dirty, and
Yeah.
just jump. Don't waste the day. Get after
Yes. And
it.
drop your goals in the chat.
Yeah, drop your goals in the chat. And if there was anything that either of us talked about today that you're like, okay, that was way over my head, get with your sponsor. Because the sooner you can get familiar with your virtual office and how to make these tools work for you, the more successful you'll feel and the more successful you'll be.
Mhm.
But thank y'all so much for joining us today. I know that middle of the day sometimes is hard for people, but we just didn't want to wait. So
Love.
thank y'all. Love you.
Thank y'all so much.
Bye,
Bye, guys.
guys.
Bye.